You pick up the phone, the voice on the other end is calm. Polite says they're from the Social Security Administration. There's been suspicious activity with your number, they explain. We've frozen your benefits for your protection. But if you confirm your bank account, we can unlock them right away. Now your heart's racing. What if this is real? What if your next check doesn't arrive? If that scenario feels familiar, you're not alone in 2024. Scams targeting older adults hit record highs. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center reported nearly $49 billion in losses among seniors. Yes, that's billion with a B, and experts warn 2025 could be even worse. The truth is, these scams are getting more sophisticated by the day. We're not just talking about a sketchy email anymore. Scammers now use artificial intelligence to mimic voices, fake caller IDs to look like real government agencies, and send texts that look eerily legitimate. And sadly, older American smart, careful, responsible folks are often the ones targeted most. Why? Because we tend to trust, we answer the phone. We listen when someone sounds polite or says urgent, and because we grew up in a time when a stranger's word meant something. But here's the good news. You don't need to live in fear. You just need to know what to look for. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. In this video, we're breaking down 5 of the sneakiest scams aimed at older adults in 2025. These are the ones you'll want to keep an eye out for, whether that's a call from tech support, a deep fake romance online, or an email that seems like it's from your bank. And even more importantly, I'll show you how to recognize the warning signs early, how to respond safely, and how to protect both yourself and your loved ones from losing a single penny. So grab a cup of coffee, sit somewhere comfortable, and let's walk through this together. Oh, and if you've ever had a strange call or suspicious email, share your story in the comments. You never know who it might help. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Vibrant Elders for more smart, senior-friendly tips that keep you empowered and in control. Now let us dive into scam number 1, and it starts with a phone call that sounds like it's coming from Microsoft, but isn't. Number 1. Tech support scams. It usually starts with a pop-up, a bright red warning on your computer screen, flashing and beeping. Your device has been infected with a virus. Call Microsoft support now, 1-800. And suddenly you're worried. You haven't downloaded anything strange, but what if something slipped through? Just to be safe, you pick up the phone and call. That's exactly what the scammers are counting on. Tech support scams have become one of the top ways older adults are being tricked out of their money and their privacy. In fact, the FBI says Americans over 60 lost more than $34 billion to online scams last year, and a huge chunk of that came from fake tech support calls. Here's how it works. Scammers pose as technicians from big-name companies Microsoft, Apple, even antivirus software like Norton. They claim your computer's been hacked or your bank login is compromised. Then they tell you the only way to fix it is to let them take control of your computer remotely. That's the moment it turns dangerous. Because once you give them access, they can see everything: your emails, your passwords, your bank accounts. And while they keep you on the phone pretending to scan your system, they're often quietly stealing your data or installing software to watch what you do next. Take the story of Phyllis, a 90-year-old from Oregon. She saw a pop-up on her laptop saying, "Urgent security alert." It looked real enough. She called the number, and a man who sounded kind and professional walked her through downloading a program to check for viruses. Within an hour, she lost $2,500 from her checking account, and it happens every single day. So here's the golden rule. Never, ever let someone you didn't contact first have remote access to your computer. Real companies like Microsoft or Apple will never cold call you about a virus. They won't send pop-ups asking you to call, and they will definitely not ask for remote control unless you're the one who initiated support. If you're ever unsure, stop, take a breath, hang up the phone. Call a family member, a trusted friend, or the official support line listed on the company's real website. And if something seems too urgent or scary, it's probably a scam. It's okay to be cautious. You're not being rude by hanging up or ignoring that pop-up. You're protecting yourself and your peace of mind. Now that we've covered tech support scams, let us move on to something even more personal. How scammers are using romance and artificial intelligence to trick seniors into falling in love and handing over their savings. Number 2, romance scams. with AI deepfakes. Imagine logging onto your computer and seeing a message from someone kind, thoughtful, even charming. Maybe they're a widow too, or a military contractor stationed far away. They say they stumbled across your profile and felt a spark. It starts with small chats, then longer calls before you know it. They're calling you darling and talking about the future, but what you don't know is the person you've fallen for doesn't exist. Romance scams are nothing new, but in 2025, they've taken a chilling turn. Scammers are now using artificial intelligence, yes, AI, to create fake voices, videos, even live chats that look shockingly real. They can steal someone's face and voice from social media and use it to convince you they're someone they're not. And it's working. In 2023 alone, the FTC reported over $734 million lost to romance scams, many of them affecting older adults. That number is rising fast because AI makes it easier to build trust quickly and sound believable. Here's how they get you. Once you're emotionally invested, the requests start small. I want to come visit, but I need help paying for a flight. Or, I had a medical emergency overseas. Can you wire me something just this once? They'll even send fake receipts and photos to make it feel real. Let me tell you about Joyce, 78, from Illinois. She met Robert, a widowed oil rig engineer working in the North Sea. He sent sweet messages every day, called her using what sounded like a southern accent, and even sent a video of himself waving. She thought she finally found someone who understood her. Then he asked for help with customs fees to ship a gift. By the time her son caught on, Joyce had sent over $18,000 in wire transfers. It's heartbreaking because these scams don't just steal money, they break hearts and trust. So how do you stay safe? First, never send money to someone you haven't met in person, no matter how close you feel. If they always have an excuse not to video chat live, or their stories keep changing, that's a red flag. Second, if something feels off, talk to someone, a friend, a son or daughter, even your doctor. Romance scammers thrive on secrecy. Bringing someone else into the conversation is often the first step to ending the trap. And lastly, if you're unsure whether the person is real, try asking for a live video call at a specific time. Scammers usually dodge or delay. You deserve someone who's open and honest from the start. Love is a beautiful thing, but real love never asks you to send money. It's okay to believe in connection. Just believe in your gut even more. Coming up next, a scam that starts with a serious voice, a fake badge number, and a terrifying claim that your social security number has been suspended. Let's take a look at the government impersonation scam. Number 3, government impersonation. SSA. IRs, it starts with a serious voice on the other end of the phone. This is Agent Miller with the Social Security Administration. We've detected suspicious activity on your number. If you don't act immediately, your benefits could be suspended. They may even give you a badge number, ask you to confirm your Social Security number, and instruct you to stay on the line. It feels urgent, it feels real, but it's not. This is one of the most chilling scams targeting seniors in 2025 because it preys on something we all rely on, our benefits. Government impersonation scams are on the rise and they're getting smarter. Scammers can spoof the caller ID so it looks like it's coming from the IRS, Medicare, or the SSA. Some even use recordings from real government messages to sound official. They'll pressure you to pay a fine or verify personal information, often asking for gift cards, wire transfers, or even cryptocurrency. Let me tell you about Harold, 72, from Ohio. He got a call from someone claiming to be from the IRS. They said he owed $2,700 in back taxes and would be arrested if he didn't pay within the hour. They told him to go to a store and buy Apple gift cards and read them the numbers over the phone. And he did because he was scared. Scammers count on that fear. They know if you panic, you'll act quickly. But here's the truth. The real Social Security Administration, IRS, or Medicare will never call and threaten to suspend your benefits or demand payment with gift cards. Ever. If you get a call like this, hang up. Then contact the actual agency directly using the official numbers on their website. If there's ever a real issue, they'll send you a letter, never demand payment over the phone. Also, don't fall for their urgency. They'll say things like, don't hang up or don't tell anyone. That's a major red flag. Real agencies don't need to hide. One smart move. Write down the official numbers of Social Security and Medicare now and keep them by your phone. That way, if you ever get a call that sounds off, you can verify it on your terms. And if you've already gotten a call like this, don't feel ashamed. These scammers are trained to sound convincing, but now you're informed and you're protected. Next, we're diving into something that sounds too good to be true. Winning a lottery you never entered. Stay with me. Number 4, lottery sweepstakes scams. Imagine going out to check your mail and finding a letter with shiny gold lettering. Congratulations, you've won $2 million and a brand new car. Or maybe it's a phone call, the voice is cheerful. Professional, ma'am, we're just verifying your identity so we can process your lottery winnings. You'll just need to pay the taxes up front. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Lottery and sweepstakes scams have been around for years, but in 2025, they've taken on slick new packaging. Scammers use fake envelopes, official-looking logos, and convincing phone scripts. They tell you've won a huge prize, but there's a catch. Before they can release your winnings, they need you to pay the taxes, processing fees, or legal clearance charges. And once you send that money, they disappear, sadly. Seniors are often the top targets for these schemes. In one heartbreaking case out of Washington State, a retired couple lost over $800,000 over 2 years each time they sent money. The scammers claimed there was a delay, another step, another fee. It all started with one letter that said, "You're a winner," and even worse, the scammers often develop a friendly rapport. They call often, they remember your birthday, they make you feel like part of something exciting. But what they're really doing is building trusts, so they can keep taking more. Here's the truth, no legitimate sweepstakes or lottery will ever ask you to pay fees up front to claim your prize. If you didn't enter, you didn't win. It really is that simple. If you get a letter, email, or call saying you've won something and they ask for money, first hang up. Don't respond. Talk to someone you trust. You can also report the scam to the U.S. Postal Inspection Service or the Federal Trade Commission. They track these patterns and try to shut them down, but the first and best defense: awareness. And don't be embarrassed. These scams are designed to sound exciting, urgent, and official. It's okay to feel tricked. The important thing is knowing now how to stop it and helping others spot the signs too. Let's keep this momentum going. Coming up next, we'll look at one of the most modern forms of fraud, email and online scams that steal your identity, your passwords, and your peace of mind. Stay with me. Number 5. Phishing, online fraud, email, identity theft. You're checking your email like you do every morning, and there is a message from your bank. Suspicious activity on your account. Click here immediately to verify. Your heart skips. You don't want any trouble. So you click the link and type in your info, but that email wasn't from your bank. And now, someone halfway across the world has your password. This is what's called a phishing scam, where criminals send emails, texts, or even fake websites that look legitimate but are designed to steal your personal information. And in 2025, these scams are more dangerous than ever. The messages look incredibly real. They use actual logos, familiar colors, and urgent language. Account locked. Urgent security alert. Confirm your social security information. Some even pretend to be from friends or family members in need. Let's take a moment to talk about Ruth. She's 74 and sharp as a tack. She got an email from her electric company. Accept it. Wasn't really them. It said her payment was overdue and to click a link to avoid a shutoff. She clicked, entered her bank info, and within hours over $2,000 was gone. Ruth did nothing wrong. The email looked completely real. That's the trick. These scams are designed to catch good, honest people off guard. Here's the golden rule. Your bank, Social Security, Medicare, or utility companies will never ask for sensitive information through email or ask you to click a link to verify your identity. If you're ever in doubt, don't click. Call the company directly using a number you trust. And pay attention to the little signs, a strange sender address, spelling errors, or weird phrases like "Dear customer of bank." These are red flags also. If someone sends you a code and asks you to read it back over the phone or via text, don't do it. That's how they get into your account. So how can you stay safer online? Start by using strong, unique passwords for each of your accounts. Turn on two-factor authentication whenever it's offered. That's the feature that texts a code to your phone to confirm it's really you, and make a habit of updating your computer and phone regularly. Those updates often patch holes that scammers try to sneak through. If something ever feels off, trust your gut. Stop, breathe, and check with someone you trust. Now that you know the 5 scams making the rounds in 2025, let's bring everything together with a hopeful look forward and the tools to protect yourself, your money, and your peace of mind. Let's take a breath here, because I know this can feel overwhelming. You've just heard about 5 scams that are not only sneaky, they're sophisticated, targeted, and all too common these days. But if you stayed with me this far, that already means you're doing something incredibly important. You're paying attention, and that right there, that's your first line of defense. Scammers are counting on us to be busy, distracted, or too polite to hang up. They hope we're too embarrassed to question a romantic message, too trusting of a fake bank email, or too rattled by a fake social security call to stop and think. But now you know better. Let's quickly recap what we've learned together. You know that tech support scams start with a scary pop-up or a phone call claiming something's wrong with your computer. The fix: never let someone you didn't call take over your screen. You learned how romance scammers, especially now with AI-generated videos and voice fakes, can manipulate emotions. They pretend to care, but the truth always shows when they ask for money. You've seen how government impersonators like fake IRS or SSA agents use fear and urgency to trick people into sending gift cards or sharing personal info. But real government agencies won't threaten you or ask for payment over the phone. Then we talked about lottery and sweepstakes scams, where you've supposedly won big, but have to pay fees first. Remember, if you didn't enter, you didn't win. And lastly, those phishing emails, those sneaky little messages that look real but are meant to steal your login, bank details, or identity. Don't click links if you're unsure. Always go directly to the trusted website or contact the company yourself. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to memorize it all. You just need to remember one thing: pause before you act. That pause could save you thousands of dollars. It could protect your retirement savings, and it might just help someone else too, if you share what you know. So here's my ask, friend to friend. If this video helped you feel a little more prepared, hit that like button. If you know someone, a sibling, neighbor, or even a grandkid who might fall for one of these scams, share this video with them. And if you've ever encountered one of these schemes, tell us in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. Remember, staying safe doesn't mean being afraid. It means being informed, connected, and looking out for each other. You've got this, and you're not alone.